You're listening to Saucy and Friends in the morning with Miss Hot Sauce, Miss Tony, and Rockstone Triz.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Spark FM Online, #1 for urban and Caribbean music. We'll let this beat play while you guys start to trickle inside. It is August 3rd. It's the 3rd day of August. We are trucking along. August just kind of kicked in the door, waving in the 4-4. It said, hey, it's going to be a good month. Join us. What is it, Leo season? Yes, it's Leo season. The Leos are roaring their heads.
I feel like summertime is all the like fire signs. I don't know.
Summertime. So we have.
Well, I don't know what cancers are.
Cancers are water.
Oh, okay. And
I could be making that
fire,
up.
right?
Huh?
I think so. I think you're right.
Is it water? Because there's Cancer's a little ain't they the crab?
Yes. Cancer is the first water sign.
See, yeah. So what are where are we right now?
And then Virgos is next.
Virgo is right after this, and then Libra, because that's where I kick in the door,
Virgo,
waving the
I feel
4-4.
like it's a fire sign. Let's see.
Virgo is an earth sign. It's cold and dry.
Okay.
And Libra is an air sign. Why didn't I know that? Duh.
Libra.
Duh. We're the balancing scales.
Oh, Lord.
We balance the scales of life.
I'm a fire sign.
You fire, Sagittarius. A Sagittarius. What is a Sagittarius? Is it a dinosaur?
Centaur.
That's half man.
horse.
Oh, wow.
Doesn't it make a lot of sense?
I gotta get into my astrology so I can figure out where my moon lies and where my
I got
Venus
a book
rising.
for you. There's a book that I read. And once I read it, it
made sense.
It made so much sense, and then it put so many things into perspective.
About
perspective.
Did you read about other people too, or just yourself?
No.
Because then did it make sense for all of them?
It goes down to what time you were born, and you check out what time you were born, and then it breaks you down, and it's like, oh shit, this is me.
I think I read one of those before about man. I was like, yeah.
Yes, it's scary. A lot of people don't believe in astrology, but I'm one that believes in astrology.
Very interesting. Yeah. Today, we're waiting for Miss Tony. Should be in today. But quick check-in to see how things go. How was your evening last night, Mr. Trisness?
It was nice.
It was nice.
It was good.
Did you do anything?
I was in Cambridge. Y'all know how I spend our Wednesdays. Each and every Wednesday, I'm in the place to be, the heart of the other city. The heart of the other city. And it's always a fun time out there. Cambridge is getting ready to do some big things.
Like what?
They're doing something. So this week, there's another dance party in Cambridge.
Is that the one that we saw and we was like, how the hell they get all the people that live in Cambridge to come to the party? Because that was crazy.
This is another one. So they're doing one at Starlight.
I like Starlight, except that Starlight, I don't like how they tame the music.
The music, right?
Over
But
there
they
at
better not
Starlight.
do that. I hope that lady needs to be fired.
Yeah,
She should have complained about that.
Yeah.
We hate when you go places and they have the engineer and the engineer doesn't want to turn up the goddamn music. Turn up the blood music.
Exactly. Right? It's a music. It's supposed to be loud in your ear. We outside. It's the summertime.
People that want to dance, have a good time.
I want to go to that one.
Yeah, so here we go. So Cambridge is having their get ready to Saturday, August 5th for an evening filled with music, dance, and community at Starlight Square. So that's going to be at Starlight Square right across the street in Central Square, right there by the graffiti alley.
I like it.
Event space.
We are going to attempt to go out to 50 Cent. We're going to go to 50 Cent. We're going to attempt it.
By attempt, let's go.
Let's go. Let's do it. We're making a pact. We're making it. We're saying it right now as we are. Tonight we going to 50 Cent. Because it's his last tour. This is the last time. It's his last tour. It's his final tour on top of that.
Oh, see?
Yeah, we got to go.
All right, I might have to drop that.
Yeah, we going to have to go.
I might have to drop that. 50 Cent.
50 Cent.
Let's see.
50 Cent, back or not gangster.
So if y'all want to meet us, y'all pull up over there tonight. We're going to be out there passing out some flyers, getting ready for Spark the Block, going down Sunday, September 3rd, Labor Day weekend.
Yes, sir.
Elephant Man Trina inside the Seaport District, 65 Northern Ave.
Today we'll
Also
be dropping
featuring
the other,
Oompa.
the other flyer with the rest of the everybody else on it. Oompa, we got Raga Fresh and Sean John. And I got approached about something else, but we'll talk about that later. But yes. September 3rd, get your tickets. Miss Tony, how are ya?
Hey everyone.
We haven't seen you in 2 Winds to the Moon.
I know, I'm telling you, I'm here though.
Where you been, girl? Where you been?
You know, out and about.
Doing whatever, coming in
Hands
with...
on my knees, shaking ass, some of that shit.
All right. You got energy in words, but none in physicality, but that's all right. We'll take that.
Yes.
Yes.
And
We will take
how
that.
was your evening, Sauce?
Yes, my evening was well. I went home yesterday. I've been doing a lot of administrative work behind the scenes. And then we had another little staff meeting where we came with the meeting of the minds and talked to people about what we got going on. So that one was really, really fun and nice. And I cooked a little dinner. So this is my 3rd day in a row cooking dinner. I've been deciding that I do not want to continue to. I love to eat out. Let's put the record straight.
expensive.
If I can, I will choose to always go to a restaurant. But at this moment in my time, I'm a little bit on the El Broke side. So I've been trying to buy food that I can cook that would last for at least 2 days. So I think I've saved a lot of money this week so far. I got leftovers. I can't wait to go home and eat them as well.
That's good. Unlike me, I'm tired of spending money on food.
Yeah, me too. It sucks. I figured that if everybody in my house could buy one meal, like one meal to cook, then we can stretch that out throughout the week, and that way none of us have to eat out.
And what you're supposed to do, you're supposed to get ready for some of the other days you're gonna cook. You gotta know what you're gonna cook for the other days. So when you go and you
Meal
do your
prep.
shopping and you prep your meals, and then you're good. You know.
I think I want to make a lasagna, a big one, so that we can eat that for a week.
Okay. I don't think that's healthy.
And then a pilau, so that we can eat that for another week. I'm trying to make big meals. Mad chicken and mad rice. Like mad. It'd have to last for at least 3 days because, I can't.
Well, speaking of meals, me and the girlies went out to Buttermilk and Bourbon yesterday.
Oh,
for lunch.
how was it? No?
I will not return.
Shut up, Tony.
I will not return there.
Tell me why.
Buttermilk and Bourbon. I feel like I've been there.
That it's used to be mad
Maybe?
amazing.
Yeah, it was my first time
Where's
going.
Buttermilk
Newberry
and Bourbon?
Street.
It's on Commonwealth Ave.
Okay.
Buttermilk and Bourbon. I do feel like I might have been even more disappointed because I had heard that Buttermilk and Bourbon is
No, you
amazing.
did definitely
and
go one
da.
time at the one when we went to Newberry Street.
I've never been to Buttermilk and Bourbon. This is my very first time.
When we sat in the back on the little chairs and the little couch, and you ordered a chicken, and we had biscuits and some other things. It was
You
you
and your friends went for Shanita's birthday.
No, I've been there several times with several different people.
I've never ever been to Buttermilk and Bourbon before. So we ordered the biscuits. I guess they're well known for biscuits and fried chicken. We ordered the biscuits. The biscuits were really good, but they were very, very big and dense. And so, you can't really eat much after that. They did come with cinnamon butter and pimento cheese, which was really good. That was really good. And then we had a variety of other things. We had chicken wings that were overcooked. There was a macaroni salad that lacked taste. There was shrimp and grits that taste like a vinegar bomb. I had brisket mac and cheese, very soupy. Had to send that back. One of us had barbecue ribs with macaroni salad, and she ate that, and she said it was pretty good. But and then we replaced the shrimp and grits and the mac and cheese. We replaced with fried chicken sliders and a crab cake, and they were just okay. I won't return. My drink was really, really good. That was it.
When I frequented there, I don't want to say frequented, but when I went there when I first found out about it, they had a completely different menu than what they have now. They used to have elote, corn.
They had that.
Was that good? Did you have that?
We didn't order that.
That was the first time I think I had that, and that one was really good because it didn't have a lot of cream on it. And then I usually get the chicken and the biscuits. But I will say that it was never a to die for food.
Yeah.
But I can see how people would be very, very disappointed by it.
Yeah.
I can see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, there's a few places that I've been to, like, that I'm just like, oh, I really, really wanted to go there. And then when I get there, I'm like, oh, I won't be going back here. Southern Kin, Dave's Hot Chicken. Not that I won't go back, but it's not.
I'm definitely not going back to Dave's Hot Chicken.
It's just like that's not something that'll be like, oh, I'm hungry, I want to get this.
Yeah.
It won't be those.
So what it looked like to me?
Dave
was
Hot
like,
Chicken?
No.
The buttermilk?
It looked like white folk doing black people food.
It was
Yeah.
all Spanish people.
Really?
It was all Spanish people. The bartenders, the cooks, the wait staff. It was all Spanish people.
But I'm not talking about like, but the owners probably.
The owner's name is Jason Santos.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Latino doing black folk food.
Yeah, it was, and they said, you know, like when we asked about it, they were like, well, it's like a New Orleans Cajun food, and we were like,
Where the cage at?
yeah, I don't
Where
think
the Cajun?
the shrimp and grits. It tasted like a shot of apple cider vinegar. It was so sour.
What?
And we were like, what? Like Sarah was like, I think that this might be all the food that
Kimo
was
said she
about to
used
go
to work
bad
there.
that they gave us because they're gonna go
said they-
shopping tomorrow for the weekend or something. I do have lots of pictures of the food. I'll post those.
Was it a pretty placement at least? Did it make it no? Oh, that's terrible.
Oh, sorry.
That's terrible.
My drink was really good.
That's like Slades now. The people that cook at Slades, they're all Latino.
Don't you-
They're all
don't you-
from Honduras.
Are they?
But the food is still good.
The food is
still
great.
good.
I thought you was gonna say something about the food. I was like, nah,
that's,
just
that's
Yeah.
black.
Yeah,
That's
the
black.
food is still good.
I think you know what is the most disappointing to me when you do, decide that you're going to some place that you have been
Oh, okay. Yeah.
that you've been, wanting
Right.
to go to,
Yep.
and then you get there and it's an absolute disappointment.
Yeah.
Like you can't even, like the fact that you're even trying to find some good in it. Like my food, my drink was great.
Yeah.
Like it's still disappointing. It's like I spent all that money there to eat,
Yeah.
not to drink the food because
Yeah.
drinks is good anyways.
Right.
So that's
Kimo
disappointing.
said the food used to be better.
Yeah.
And I know that it was because that was all the rave when it first
Yep,
came out.
yep,
She
yep,
said
yep.
she used to work there and they are all Spanish. Yes, they are.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
That's
me-
terrible.
It's
Because you
cool,
gotta
but-
stick to your good old faithfuls.
Right, like
Yeah.
slates.
Yeah.
But I'm glad to have gotten there. And to just got there,
Be there.
experience it.
She said she feels the same way about Grace by Nia. We haven't been able. Have y'all?
We went last week for a Comcast thing, but we didn't eat.
Yeah,
we
we
did have
didn't eat.
drinks. We had an Uncle Nearest
Old fashioned.
old fashioned.
What's that? Uncle Near?
Old fashioned. What is that? Like rum? What is it like?
It's
Co-
whiskey. isn't
Whiskey,
it?
yeah.
So it's a whiskey cocktail with like bitters and black cherry. They always come with a little black cherry in them.
They make it with a brown sugar ice cube.
Yes.
Or something like that. It
It was delicious.
And I had some. I had a little piece of the chicken and waffles, and I don't remember what else I had. But I haven't heard too many
Rave.
rave reviews, and I also haven't heard bad reviews
heard
about
okay.
the food. Yeah, like I've
Yeah.
heard that it's it's decent food.
Yeah.
And it's more so the ambiance, the it's
atmosphere.
beautiful in there. It's
It is-
absolutely
it
gorgeous.
is really,
absolutely
really
gorgeous.
Very pretty.
I did read a thread yesterday where maybe a couple days ago where a lot of people were coming down on a lot of the black high-end food places about their food and the service
in Boston?
in Boston, especially so we're not gonna do that because we haven't been there yet, but
Send me the thread.
a lot of people are not really excited. And I thought about this in the shower today for some reason. I just feel like if you are going to be a black restaurant and you're going to open a black high-end restaurant, I feel like you should hire a chef that is worthy to be talked about.
What are the black high-end restaurants?
So there's there's Estella, Hugh, Grace by Nia, Zazie Bar hasn't opened yet. There is so I think those might be those newer ones that are opened up. The Estella's, the Hughes. What Estella's?
Fat
Estella's
Boston.
service is amazing.
Part
Estella's
54.
cauliflower. No,
That's not
high end.
It's you. I mean, is Fat Boston? What is that?
Fat Boston is one of those
yes.
two.
Oh, we have to go there too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so all of those came out in the list.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing I hate when people be like, y'all don't see nobody complaining about the white restaurants. Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
And we're just not a part of that community to probably even see a lot of the threads of that or where people are going. But when it comes to black-owned restaurants, black people will do their best to patronize those black restaurants.
Yeah.
And I believe that it is open to conversation and opinion.
And
so I don't think that
be.
it should be shunned.
Malika said it's the same
menu everywhere.
Jeez.
Oh, and Chemo said Fat is amazing.
That's dope.
So we definitely got it. We got a lot of coupon for Fat.
I do. I found
Do
two.
they expire?
And we got the
I
own
don't
the
know.
phone
We'll check
number.
it out.
Oh, we got to own the phone number
We
too.
got call E.
If
Yes.
it expire, I'm gonna go.
I'm be like, you got to honor these. We on the radio. We got to do a review.
Yes.
That's what we got to start doing when we go places. We be like, hey, we're gonna do a review here. We're
Yeah,
the morning
yeah,
show.
yeah, yeah.
We're just gonna
We've
go.
been saying that.
We just got to print it out. We should print it out and bring it with us.
Yes.
Print it out. That's because y'all be waiting for me to do it. Y'all can do it. Y'all can go on Chat GPT and put in sponsorship letter to go to a restaurant and eat and print it out. Y'all waiting for me to do it. Most likely not gonna happen because I'm busy. But yes. We gonna start doing that when we go out to dinner. We gonna have a little folder and a little letter and to say, hello, this is who we are. Treat us right so we can take some pictures and tell our audience.
Yeah.
So, okay, that was a quick check-in. We're going to start the show right now. Spark FM Online. We're going to start the show. We have a really great guest coming in to sit to us and talk to us about foster caring and adoption and all kinds of really great things. So make sure you guys keep it locked right here. Spark FM Online.
The all-new Spark FM. Spark FM. Spark FM.
Y'all, chick man be ballin'. These chicks pigeon toed. Some of them be crawling.
Spark FM. New England's #1 urban Caribbean music. Radio. Spark FM.
Call Spark FM at 617-272-3387.
Bang, bang, bang. Today is Thursday. Cloudy skies early, followed by partial clearing. High in the 81. Winds in the south-southwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Low 65. We might have some AM clouds, PM sun. It's cold right now. It is cold. You need a little small jacket, a little overthrow, a little jean jacket, a little jean shirt or something like that, a little long sleeve something, because it is cool. The last 2 days have been pretty cool.
It's gonna be like this for at least another week.
Yes,
I like it.
Yes.
Week
I
and a
mean,
half.
I'm not mad at it. Miss Tony, how was your appointmento?
It was very interesting. You know.
Smash your titties in.
Yeah. You know.
It's fun.
I guess it was fun. We'll see what happens.
I don't like it, but I was telling Tristan yesterday, but now that I'm approaching 40 that I'll have to start getting them. And I'm nervous because I don't feel like I have enough. But you know, we will see how that time. Do they do it at your first physical or do you gotta plan?
It helps to have a lot. I'll say that. Just kind of slam it up on top of the thing.
Just plop it on.
And they just
Remember that song, Put It on the Glass, like that?
I don't remember that song, but yes, exactly like that.
Was that actually a song or was that a phrase? Put it on the glass.
Just throw it in the bag. I don't know. Put it on the glass.
Wait, I
What's
feel
in
like
my
I-
cup stays in my cup. I don't know. Put it on the glass.
I feel like I used to say that in high school a lot. Put it on the glass.
Why? In what context?
I don't know. That's what kids used to say.
Put it on the glass.
I've never heard that.
I think it was something else you talking about.
Let me see. Put it on the glass. Sir Mix-a-Lot, put him on the glass.
Oh,
I've never heard that before.
what's that? Oh, that's something.
I'm going to see if I could get it on. Yeah, Sir Mix-a-Lot, put it on the glass.
You would.
See, Mike Nice knows it too, Sir Mix-a-Lot.
See, Mike Nice, that's what I'm talking about. I never, to be honest with you, until I Googled it just now.
What does it mean?
I actually didn't know what it meant. That was the first time I've ever even looked it up. I know that when we was on the school bus, the boys used to say it all the time, put it on the glass, and I don't know what it meant. I just thought that it meant put my boobies on the glass. So that is. So here it is. Put it on a glass. Play.
I'm sure.
Oh,
I'm
it's
sure
more
we can't,
ads.
I'm sure we can't play that on.
Put them on the glass. What's the lyrics? Let's see what the lyrics say. Baby, can I get with you? Okay. What's happening? Put them on the glass. Put them on the glass, girl. Put them on the glass.
Oh, Jesus. That sounds. Oh.
Chief Boat Knocker.
I don't
Chief
think you
Boot
were supposed
Knocker.
to be listening to that.
He said, I'm looking for females and cops.
Look for females to cop.
Oh.
Eye contact. And
I'm
that's
trying
what
to
they
get
did. Baby ain't no kid. 36 D's
Is that a
make
video?
a man skid.
Yes, it is a video.
Oh,
bro,
a lot
did you
of
see
I'm
that?
shaking. Wow. Yo, 90s videos were.
Oh, it is about boobs though.
Girl, let it all out. And that's what she did. Baby ain't no kid. 36 D's, I make a man skid. I'm putting in work on the freeway.
That might be my new favorite song.
Put him on the glass.
It's about pressing your boobs up against a window.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
I did not.
Look, I'm coming with the facts. This is the first time since we started this show that I knew something that Tony and Tristan didn't know.
Wow.
And I knew about it.
I got
Put them on the glass. Put them on the glass, girl. Put them on the glass. Now shake them titties. Shake them. Put them on the glass. Put them on the glass.
As a DJ, I earned to play that song in a club filled with white girls.
And you know that they will flash all of you and put them all over the
man.
place.
Wow.
Titties everywhere.
B-double-O-B, straight sitting in the window. I'd rather kiss them than endo. And if you see me in the freeway, baby, don't pass. Slow down and put them on the glass.
Yes.
How do you
Poetry.
not answer these phones?
Poetry.
Wow. Well,
That
yes.
is poetry.
That's exactly what I did yesterday.
Put him on the
Put them on the glass. Big happy birthday shout out to Mrs. J of Bedroom Topics fame.
Yes, happy
Today is
birthday.
her birthday.
Yay.
Yeah.
She's going to be at 50 Cent.
Oh, good.
And having a good time. So we going to meet her up there. Tony, we going to see 50 Cent.
All right, let's go to it.
Busta Rhymes.
Oh, and Busta Rhymes.
Spliff style.
And Busta
Yeah.
Rhymes. Where's the tickets? We have tickets.
We're gonna get tickets right now. Tristan has
Oh.
been looking them up.
Okay.
That's why it's so important. This is not only 50 Cent's last tour. This is his final tour, but he is bringing Busta Rhymes and I think somebody else with them too. That's gonna be great. I gotta see if today's Thursday too. So do you got a babysit?
I don't.
Yo, Mike Knight said, Snyder said, that's what I say when I'm at the buffet. Put them
Put
on
'em
the
on
glass.
the-
Even spirit.
Y'all are silly.
Put him on the glass.
We're going to listen to that all evening today.
Put it on the glass.
Oh, look, the tickets aren't that crazy.
See, no, we were looking. You can get good tickets for like $125. We could be in the front, girl.
Listen, I'm going to put them on the glass for Busta Rhymes this
Shit.
morning.
And we gonna sneak in. Let's let's get into the news stories so we can get underway with the show. Thank you guys for that brief interlude of "Put Him on the Glass" by Sir Mix-a-Lot. Sir Mix-a-Lot still alive?
Yes.
Why we didn't hire Sir Mix-a-Lot for Spark the Block?
What we going to do? What we going to do? Have a big booty on the stage?
Yes.
No.
I don't think he brings he's gonna pee the crowd. Wrong.
Can we please? You guys? Okay, well, do y'all want to see Sir Mix-a-Lot? Because we'll get him.
Let's bring him to the beach next year.
Yeah,
That'd be lit.
Sir. Ooh, a beach raft up on.
Y'all talking too much.
All right, maybe there'll be more doo-doo in the pool and the ponds and things.
Oh my God! Did y'all see those girls jumping into the lake in East Boston?
Unfortunately, I saw them and I said, "Are they jumping in the doo-doo?"
Yeah, they
The
did
doo-doo.
jumping into doo-doo.
Let's get into around the way news. Michelle Wu addresses video of Boston police officer falling. There's been so many videos that have surfaced of children safely exiting the slide. so nobody actually knows. It has to be Photoshopped.
No, I was in the comment section of the video when I first saw it, and this man was like, "You should see the videos of my wife and kids coming down that." He was like, "That slide is brutal."
Really?
Yes, and not only that, slide is full metal, so it's hot as hell.
Hot, yeah.
So they said that the slide is bad, but another person said the slides like that are made for kids' weight.
Yeah.
It's not made for adults' weight, so it will projectile personnel.
Like the dildos that Lizzo was making people catch.
Yes. And how I wanted to see that.
I
want to see how
you
that.
didn't even
how
get a
that
chance
goes.
to get in on that conversation.
I
yesterday.
didn't, but I would like to see how they were projectiling.
While they were, because they
What is
used
the
the word
word?
launched.
Launched, yes.
Yes.
I want to see how that was launched out.
Yes.
And where was that? In the red light district?
It had to be in L.A.
And that had to be in Amsterdam because
Yeah.
I can't see that happening in real life. But yes, that man, that was
He
unreal.
got flung. It didn't. He looked like a rag doll.
Yeah.
Go ahead, play the
Some
clip.
community members are raising concerns about a viral video that shows a Boston police officer in uniform going down a children's slide.
They need
That
to stop
officer
doing
was
that.
hurt. Seven Samantha
yeah.
York live in Boston with more for us. Samantha.
Again. Okay.
Well, this video has brought a lot of attention to Boston police, namely people asking how that fall could happen on that slide. And tonight we are hearing from the mayor on that.
That slide looks crazy.
Play it
A
again.
viral video showing a Boston police officer in full uniform hurt while going down a children's slide at City Hall Plaza. Boston Mayor
He said,
Michelle
"Oh."
Wu now addressing the video that's gained more than 1 million views online.
It's quite scary when you look at it. It's a pretty fast descent there.
The officer is seen coming down the slide on his stomach before landing on his face.
Wow. Speechless.
You can't help but laugh.
Public space.
The incident raising questions about the circumstances surrounding it.
When you see this video, what goes through your mind?
Why is there a police officer going down the slide?
Though those
That's
in
the
law
first thing you thought
enforcement
about?
argue the actions don't diminish the brand of the department.
My first reaction is that it was probably an innocent decision, and it just didn't kind of turn out the way that this police officer envisioned. I don't see anything harmful in it.
Parents saying the playground has signs designating it's for children,
Not setting a very good example.
but some choosing to give the officer grace.
There's levels of bad choices when you're a police officer. That one was a minor bad choice.
Is the city planning on doing any type of review of exactly what the officers were doing at that time?
That's a question for the police department and the commissioner, and I'll certainly be in touch with him. And I know we're always scheduled to be in conversation about many things that happen across the city.
According to Boston police, the officer used his own insurance to cover medical expenses for the minor injuries he sustained and didn't miss work time. The department also says the officer is not facing disciplinary action.
I don't see anything where there's a embarrassment to the department or something in violation of policy and procedure.
People keep asking, like, why did he come down on his stomach or whatever?
Reporting live in Boston,
I believe that.
7 News.
Oh, Erin Murphy came down the slide like that too. They say.
My thing is, I don't think there was any harm done. I feel like, there's some officers that will play a little basketball with you, that might do a little jump rope. It was probably one of those situations where they was like, oh, you go down the slide,
Right.
and he went down the slide. I don't think there should be any review. He went down the damn slide.
That's Erin Murphy going down the same slide.
Oh.
And she posted that just another day at City Hall.
Was she on her stomach too?
She came out on her stomach too. She says, just be careful on the slide. Toured it today before the grand opening this Friday. Come on by, check it out. Just be careful on the slide. That's Erin Murphy coming down the slide, getting a little yoked up too. I think that you sit down and that thing probably spins you around some kind of how, and that's how come you end up on your stomach like that.
Yeah, that's very interesting and very weird.
So why was he limp? He knew he was out of control and didn't try to hold the side, use his feet or something. And did he injure his crotch? Because his crotch banged up against the side of that thing.
I think he injured several things.
This lets us know we have too much time on our hands. Maybe at a childhood moment, possibly people, come on, LOL. I mean, I know that I've been known to jump on a little playground something too. I'm not a police officer, but I've been known to jump on a something playground ride or something.
Me too, all the time. If I see you jump a bounce house or something, somebody said, was he limp? He knew he was out of control and didn't try to hold the side.
Why?
Cops are allowed little 2 minutes to post a meme or whatever. I'm at work now. I'm fooling around with you guys. I think it's just one of those innocent things where it's like, oh, I'll go down the slide. They're probably sitting around doing nothing and just went down the slide in general. So I don't think it's anything too crazy, but I mean, I think that people should be more concerned about the slide itself.
Yeah.
And the safety of the slide.
Erin Murphy says, for the record, I started down the slide sitting straight up and facing forward. I got whipped around in the tunnel and came out backwards and upside down. So that's what happened.
Yeah, I even though I've watched this video and laughed, I would like to try it.
Me
I would like to try it.
I mean, I'm going to wear a helmet and
knee pads and a small padded petticoat.
Yeah.
That's very crazy.
Taylor commented on this. So I have a question. Who thought it was a good idea to have a metal slide? Back in my childhood, metal slides were hot as hell in the summertime and unbearable to ride on. Is that a new alloy that doesn't feel like that? This is Taylor commented on Erin Murphy's original post. This is on Twitter. That's crazy.
Very interesting.
I don't know.
What you saying?
I feel like the plastic slides were just as hot.
The plastic, okay. I'll take that as well because the plastic slides did get hot and did burn your skin off too. So maybe because it's enclosed.
Like the slides were a little cooler actually.
Maybe because it was enclosed, it's cooler inside.
I don't know,
but it seemed like it's been hot these days. But yeah, so we'll hope that officer remains okay and he paid for his own things.
Yeah.
You see how selfish people are. They don't want to help the mass and cast folks because the second a place is proposed, all the community members want to protest because nobody wants to house homeless people in their community. That's awful. That has been a comment from our producer. So let's see what this is all about. This is insane. Neighbors worried about proposal to redevelop Shattuck Hospital's campus. A proposal to get people off the street of Boston is creating controversy as it comes the crisis is the troubled area known as Mass and Cass. People who live near Lemuel Shattuck Hospital, which is on the outskirts of Franklin Park, are sounding the alarm over a plan to transform the hospital's campus. As problems with homelessness and drug use deepen near the intersection of Massachusetts Avenue and Melnia Cass Boulevard, Boston Medical Center is looking to redevelop the Shattuck Hospital by building hundreds of housing units on the Jamaica Plain campus for people who need mental health and substance abuse treatment. They're proposing 851 people with substance use disorder in one area, said Rory Coffey, who lives near the hospital. We're going to find bodies in the park. A number of Boston residents who live near Franklin Park expressed their concerns about BMC's proposal Wednesday night during a community meeting at Brooke High School. Most complaints were focused primarily on the density of the project. Let's go to the clip.
Let me tell y'all, this is clear folks coming together
to stop something. Because what was the Shattuck Hospital for in the first place? Wasn't it for
Campus
mental health?
Some are worried about the problems that could bring.
Someone ODs in this park, we are going to find bodies in that park.
People are sounding the alarm over the proposal to transform the Shattuck Hospital campus in Franklin Park.
They're proposing about 851 people with substance use disorder in one area.
I don't understand the logic.
As problems deepen at Mass and Cass, Boston Medical Center wants to redevelop the campus in Jamaica Plain to provide mental health and substance abuse treatment and build hundreds of housing units.
You're going to take people from Mass and Cass and put them in Franklin Park?
This is insane. It just doesn't make any sense.
At a meeting tonight, there was a lot of concern about the proposal.
You do not cluster people with challenges.
Focused primarily on the density of the project.
We're really advocating to spread this throughout the state. This is a statewide problem that needs statewide solutions.
Over a year ago, temporary housing units were built at the Shattuck, housing a few dozen people, but this proposal is much larger, prompting more vocal resistance.
This is poorly thought out, it's poorly planned. The whole process did not involve and engage the communities that are around here.
Now, officials at BMC were not available for an interview today, but they are calling this plan transformative. We're live in Jamaica Plain tonight. John Atwater, WCVB.
Okay, what do you guys think?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. We said it before. Don't do this. Don't do
Right.
not.
We've talked about this extensively. That no.
We're already a disenfranchised community. We cannot afford to have 800 people with problems come to the heart of Dorchester.
I'm a
Jamaica,
radical in believing that, and I might get a lot of kickback on this, that if they do move forward with this, it's got to be like a little baby I don't want to say that word.
Yeah.
You got to lock it up. If they're going to be on there, the doors got to be locked up, and they cannot roam free about the people. They cannot come and go. They would have to stay in there in a locked facility getting treatment. That's the only way that something like that would work. You
checked in and
cannot
checked out.
Yeah, you got to with somebody who's not on whatever. But I know that the problem is that people don't believe in locking people up with substance abuse because they locked all of us back up in substance abuse. So now they can't be no repercussions for doing illegal things and being coked out and cracked out and fentanyled out. If you're gonna do something like that, it has to lock down. It has to be locked down. Like completely locked down. You cannot get out once you go in.
Yep.
And that's the only way it's going to work. If that is not the actual plan, then absolutely not. It should be spread out throughout the states. Send people back to where they come from.
Since
number one,
for somebody that lives in Mattapan and somebody that travels that area quite
frequently.
I've seen the quality of life go down.
I mean,
I've seen the quality of life go down in the past 3 years since they've done. There hasn't been so like now. There's so many. I don't want to say bums or anything, but there's so many people walking the streets in Mattapan from Morton Street. And it really starts. Yeah, it starts at Morton Street and it goes straight up to like Walk Hill. There's just people walking around, and you could tell they're sick.
I mean, even we've heard of a few incidents in and around the park where, I mean, the most famous one being the older woman that was stabbed by the person out there. That's one too many incidents already.
Yeah.
And so we don't want any more of that. We know now people used to use that Franklin Park as to exercise and to whatever, just to gather. They're not doing that anymore because it's become very, very dangerous. And especially over in that area, people do the loop all the time to get their exercise. You can't do that anymore. And so it's just like you have to consider everyone and how it's going to affect them. We can't do that. And I don't think that that's very smart at all.
I don't think it's fair.
Yeah.
I don't think it's fair to the people that live in the inner city, like Tristan said, that either live or walk around there, to assume that we'll take the full responsibility for the entire state's problem. And I think that is crazy. Again, you don't need 850 beds. You need to send people where they gotta go, where they got beds at. If you reside in Belmont, you gone back on there with the Belmont, and they need to find some place for you to go.
Erin Murphy was here yesterday, the day
2 days
before,
ago,
and she said that there are empty beds available in the city.
She said there's a lot.
She said, and they should be placing these people. But again, these empty beds, I believe that the way that they work is that you got to check in every day, and then you got to be out at a certain time, and then you got to make sure that you're back on time. I feel like that is very, very ineffective to help people. Like if you just a regular, no, I won't say regular homeless. Jesus, that sounds awful. If you are a homeless person seeking shelter, then that works. And I heard that they're also very, kind of sketchy and dangerous things, people living in there. But at the same time, for these other people that just want to go back out, want to sleep somewhere, and then go back out right over to Mass and Cass, I honestly believe that a lot of people out there in Mass and Cass are not interested in getting any type of help at all.
Yeah, it's a party.
It looks like a party.
Yeah.
I've thought about inviting them to a couple of parties, but they ain't got no money. Imagine a good time we would have.
Yeah.
It would just be, we would call it lean.
That's smart.
That's what we'd call it. We'd lean it.
And we play lean with it.
Yep.
Rock with it, lean with it, rock with it.
Because that's literally what they do. Lean and rock. all the time.
Yeah.
Lay down on it because that's crazy. That's insane. And that is
Bless their heart. Bless their heart.
Bless
Hope y'all
them.
get some
Bless them. Bless them. Because I don't know. We're gonna outreach workers pull or outreach workers, and along with that same story, outreach workers are pulling out of Masson Cast due to safety. So now we don't even got nobody outreaching to the people out there and trying to save them with the Narcan because it's dangerous.
Yeah.
I'm not going.
Where you not going?
I don't know, but I don't want to go to it. Weymouth woman accused of embezzling $1.3 million from Holbrook. Wait, how did she do that? How do people embezzle that much money without somebody paying attention? A Weymouth woman accused of embezzling $1.3 million from a Holbrook business. The former employee of Massachusetts Glass Company is accused of embezzling more than $1.3 million over a 2-year period. Damn, she was busy. Police in Holbrook say 36-year-old Ashley Sumner of Weymouth was arrested after an extensive investigation. Allstate Auto Glass, which serves parts of Massachusetts, New Hampshire, and Rhode Island, notified police that it suspected Sumner of stealing $50,000. Authorities began investigating. Sumner worked for the company between 2020 and this February when she resigned. Police say that she had access to Allstate's finances. Police investigated for months and found that she allegedly made fraudulent credit card charges, direct deposits, and wire transfers from January of 2021 to February of 2023. Sumner is accused of stealing more than $1.3 million of the company's money. Charges against Sumner include larceny over $1,200, identity theft, money laundering, and 2 counts of improper use of credit cards over $1,200. All of the charges are felonies. Oh, well, she going to jail.
She going to jail now.
She going to jail now. She sure do. She sure are. Cell phone video surfaces of off-duty Hull officers' alleged assault of 72-year-old in Pembroke. Is this the one at the no. There was a story that was floating around not too long ago about these two black couple. This black couple that went to a food shop, a Stop and Shop or something like that, one of those places, and then they were accused of stealing cupcakes or something like that. So when they got outside, the police arrested the man, and as the woman, his wife, she was like 60 something, as the woman was videotaping this incident, the police came over to her, slammed her on the ground, and arrested her too for videotaping the incident.
Damn.
So I don't know, this reminded me of that same one, but I don't think it is. I'll find that story later. Here I am, 72 years old. I shouldn't be taking a punch from anybody, let alone a police sergeant, assault victim Harry Horsley said. Horsley said he has lived near Furnace Pond in Pembroke for about 36 years, and nothing like this has ever happened to him. Horsley's neighbor, Scott Saunders, an 18-year veteran of the Hull Police Department, is charged with assaulting Harry near the neighborhood beach on Monday, July 24th. I don't think, is there a video for this?
Yeah.
Okay. A neighbor recorded part of the violation confrontation. In cell phone video, Horsley can be seen on the ground and an off-duty police sergeant on top of him. Horsley told Boston 25 News as he was driving home that day, he saw Saunders carrying a paddleboard on the narrow street, and as he passed, Horsley said Saunders hit his car with the board. So he got out of his car. "Why did you hit my car?" That's all I said, Horsley told me. "Why did you hit my car?" Here we go.
From the victim, who is in his 70s, about what happened before that veteran police sergeant is seen on video assaulting him in Pembroke.
This is a story that first broke last night at 5. Boston 25 News reporter Bob Ward here now with the new details.
Here I am, 72 years old. I shouldn't be taking a punch from anybody, let alone a police sergeant.
Harry Horsley tells me he has lived near Furnace Pond in Pembroke for almost 36 years, and nothing like this has ever happened to him. Horsley's neighbor, Scott Saunders, an 18-year veteran of the Hull Police Department, is now charged with assaulting Horsley near the neighborhood beach on Monday, July 24th. A neighbor recorded part of the violent confrontation. In this video, we see Horsley on the ground and the off-duty police sergeant on top of him. Horsley tells me as he was driving home that day, he saw Saunders carrying a paddleboard on the narrow street, and as he passed, Horsley says Saunders hit his car with the board, so Harry got out of his car.
Why'd you hit my car? That's all I said. I went just like, what'd you hit my car for?
Horsley said Saunders pushed him down and punched him.
He bull rushed me down to the ground, landed on top of me on my back, and pounding away, and I'm like this trying to protect myself from getting hit worse.
Pembroke police have charged Saunders with assault and battery on a person over 60. Horsley said the attack left him bloodied and bruised. He was treated at a local hospital for his injuries. A week later, there are still black and blue marks on his body. Sergeant Saunders is on paid administrative leave from the Hull Police Department. He has been a sergeant there since 2019.
Should have known everything that he should have done was wrong. You don't assault somebody that's a senior. You just don't do it. It's unheard of.
Sergeant Saunders is on paid administrative leave from the Hull Police Department. He is due back in court next month. In Pembroke, I'm Bob Ward for your local station, Boston 25 News.
Why would he be on paid administrative leave?
Yeah. Why? How come people, like, I feel like that's not a punishment.
Right. He's being charged with assault on a person over 60, but is on paid administrative leave.
I never could understand things like that. Like, what? I get a paid vacation?
Right.
That's very crazy. That's very insane. Yeah. We got one last one before we go to what the hell? Farmer's Almanac predicts snowy, cold winter, while 7 News meteorologists said maybe not. I'm not getting into this because y'all don't know. Y'all got to figure this out before you bring it to the news. Is we going to have cold or we going to hot?
So right now, what the world is doing, the world is
opposite.
It's trying to figure out. We don't know if El Nino right now is going to cause us to go back. They're saying that we might go back into an ice age, or they're saying that it's going to get either hot. The weather's going to increase and get hotter and hotter, or they're saying it might actually just go back in reverse and get colder.
We're going to have a bad winter because hell is going to freeze over.
And somebody said Farmer's Almanac doesn't really have the best track record. He said last year was the same prediction. They predicted a snowy winter and a cold winter, and for those of us who lived through it, it was completely the opposite. Yeah. And I agree, because we got like what, an inch of snow last summer. Yeah. I'm not asking for it to be right. I don't want the Farmer's Almanac to be right. I don't want a freezing ass cold, snowy blizzard winter. Yeah. I would prefer just some mild.
I would because I'm scared of climate change. So if it can get cold, yes. If the oceans can get colder and not get hotter, that's better. Because the earth won't die so fast.
Because the fish won't dead.
Not
we could eat.
The earth. Yeah.
We're gonna go to a quick commercial break. We'll come back in a few minutes and we'll be talking to Naya. So Naya, sorry. When we come back, Spark FM Online, #1 for urban and Caribbean music.
Turn it on. Turn it up.
This is SparkFMOnline.com.
Did you know that you can now get a standard Massachusetts driver's license regardless of your immigration status? To get help with your application, a list of all required documents, and nearby appointment scheduling, visit mass.gov/WFMA. Your license is your way forward, so why not get started today? Register now at mass.gov/WFMA or call 857-368-WFMA.
The NAACP convention is coming to Boston, July 26th to August 1st. We invite you to join us as we welcome thousands of civil and human rights leaders from across the country to our great city of Boston. We need 1,500 volunteers to come support the NAACP Boston Community Day Action and Service on July 22nd. Be a greeter who welcomes conventioneers at the Logan Airport or the BCEC Convention Hall, or help with registration and other program and events. To sign up, go to www.naacpboston.org to register as a volunteer. With Boston NAACP, we continue thriving together. Thank you, and we look forward to seeing you soon.
JP Morgan Chase is making a global commitment to break down barriers to drive inclusive economic growth all over the world. We believe there is a pressing need to help more people move up the economic ladder. That is why we are investing in communities and people to create an economy that works for all, because no community should be left behind. Right here in Boston, we're focusing that work in Dorchester, Roxbury, and Mattapan, among other neighborhoods, on improving financial health. These efforts aim to address the key drivers of the racial wealth divide head on. We're here to empower individuals, families, and small businesses by connecting them to the tools that build generational wealth and a long-lasting legacy. Chase is investing in Boston. Chase is investing in you. Visit us at the Mattapan branch at 1617 Blue Hill Avenue, where the team is waiting to help.
Attention, gentlemen. Are you looking for a suit that will make you look sharp and feel confident? Look no further than Allen's Formal Wear, a Boston legacy business. Our expert staff will help you find the perfect suit for any occasion. With a wide selection of colors, styles, and sizes, we have something for everyone. And the best part, our affordable prices won't break the bank. So why settle for a mediocre suit when you can stand out in Allen's Formal Wear? Visit us today at 594 Blue Hill Ave, Dorchester, or allensformalwear.com to book an appointment. Visit us today at 594 Blue Hill Ave, Dorchester, or Allens, ALLANS, formalwear.com to book an appointment. Allen's Formal Wear. We are dressing you for success.
The all-new Spark FM. Spark FM.
Come on.
Spark FM.
Y'all, chick a man be ballin'. These chicks pigeon toed. Some of them be crawling.
Spark FM.
Oh gosh. It's me again.
New England's #1 urban Caribbean music. Radio. Spark FM.
You're listening to Saucy and Friends in the morning with Miss Hot Sauce, Miss Tony, and Rockstone Triz.
Good morning. We are back. Spark FM Online, #1 for urban and Caribbean music. I'm like, what is music? Is that the right word? It is. Music, according to CK. And Noah says music too, right? Music.
Yeah.
I don't know what's wrong with them two little children.
They're weird.
Today we are sitting down with Naya. And Naya is the founder and president of Guided Path Corp., a community-driven nonprofit organization dedicated to assisting Massachusetts underserved youth in foster care through advocacy, raising awareness, providing small luxuries, fostering sibling relationships, and providing housing to keep pregnant teens and their babies together. That's a mouthful. That's a lot going on.
Wow, yeah.
It's a lot.
Yes. Welcome, Naya. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you. Thanks for having me. So I'm very excited about talking to be able to be here and talk about Guided Paths.
Yeah.
We're a new organization that just started.
Don't worry about
in
pretend like he's not there.
2020. What's going on here?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we can hear you goodly. But
That
go
better?
ahead. Yes.
Okay.
So start over.
No problem. So I am, as Danielle said, the president and founder of Guided Paths. I'm a foster mom for the last 3 years, and through becoming a foster parent, I've learned so much about what's going on. A lot of great things that DCF and other foster agencies do, and just my passion for becoming a foster parent started as a child. My mom was once a foster parent, and she had a bad experience, and she had a really great one that led to a lifetime relationship with her foster parent.
Yeah.
So I always knew that I wanted to be a foster parent. Unfortunately, I didn't start until later in life because I was under the impression that I needed to have a big house and I need to have the money and the resources and the time and all of this stuff to do it, which turns out to be completely inaccurate, right? So after becoming a foster parent, I learned of all the supports that are offered to you, what the state really does provide for these children, how they take care of them. Fostering to adopt is a blessing because not only do they take care of them financially, but they continue even after you adopt and pay for them to go to college. So
we knew a lot of because our aunt Undina, she is a lifetime foster parent. Like she had. How many kids would you say that she has had over her lifetime?
Over
20.
Well over.
Because we sure do have a lot of foster cousins.
We got a lot of cousins.
From this, like to the point now, like even some of her foster, like they are still very
family.
prominent.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
very prominent in our
Yeah.
lives. We see them, and it's hey cousin,
Right.
all the time. So I feel like I always knew that they went to college for free, and that something that's not talked about a lot, but you do also get like some type of help with them from the state or whatever. So it's a very it's not
doable.
so it's doable. Yeah,
Yes.
it's not like
You're
you
not
are
gonna get
completely.
rich.
Yeah,
You're not. It's not. If you're in it for the money, then don't bother.
Right.
Because there is a lot of that you will have to give back. And if you're a parent like me, who I believe that these children, when they walk in the door, they are my kids, right?
Yeah.
So I give them the same luxuries that my children have had, whether it be a cell phone if you're a teenager, or going on vacation with us and stuff like that. But not everybody can afford to do that, and you're not obligated to do it.
Right. Yeah.
But that's just me, because I've been blessed enough to be able to do that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm here to raise awareness that if you have a bed and a little bit of patience and a big heart, you can be a foster parent, right? There are children who are going from house to house every night in sleeping bags and don't have a forever family or forever home, or just waiting. And these processes could take years. So
I think that there's a lot of stigma around it too, though, because you often, like the story that you just said, had a bad experience and then another good. How do you get past that bad experience and knowing that you invited somebody in their home, they either violated or something like that happened or wasn't good experience? I know everything is not a one fit, shot, but like, how do you kind of open yourself up to be able to?
So before you become a foster parent, you get a lot of training. Right?
Okay, good.
And the training is just book, but your real training starts when you actually start doing it. And you have to be honest with yourself, understand what age group that you think that you want. That's how it starts. Once you start getting them, that changes a little bit, right?
Yeah.
So I will start by, it's like I didn't want teenagers. I only wanted toddlers. I didn't want to be woken up in the middle of the night. So I didn't want newborns. I didn't want anyone who was substance abused. I didn't want all of those things, right?
Yeah.
So I started off and I got a 2-year-old, 24-month-old. You can.
Okay.
You can. And it sounds really horrible.
I know.
But you can.
But
You can say, I only want girls. I only want boys. And some people do it because of the space they have.
Yeah.
Sharing rooms with their kids. And other people are like, I just connect better.
Yeah.
Right? And they want you to pick because they want it to be a fit for you and the child.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So it's not really a bad thing. But I had a teenager who didn't work out. And I was like, okay, I had him for a couple months and I was like, this is just not for me.
Yeah.
Didn't want any more teenagers at all.
Yeah.
But last September, I ended up with a teenage girl who had been in, she had been in different centers for quite a while, hasn't been with the family in a long time, and I opened my doors to her. And this has been an amazing experience.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
So there is a lot of, you kind of just have to be resilient.
Yeah.
You have to be courageous because you don't know what you're going to get.
Yeah.
But you also have to be honest and say, this is for me or this is not for me.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, we're not a fit. And it's better for you to do that for the children, because I had a lot of anxiety about that. I'm like, I don't want to now have this child feel not wanted again or do that. But it really wasn't healthy to have a child around that we just wasn't making it.
Yeah.
So I said, you know what, this is not the best fit, and I believe you will have a best fit.
We had a lady come in here before, remember? And she was telling us about the same thing that you're doing, raising awareness. And I think it's such an important conversation and such an important cause.
Yes.
Because she was talking mostly about the fact that, like, foster caring is hard in general, but especially for Black and brown kids who seem to not be able to get placements.
Right.
They're usually in group homes, and they have different issues because they were raised, like, a lot of these kids have been through more in a couple of years than a lot of us adults have been through in our lives.
Yes.
And I think that is something else that scares people. But at the same time, we have to think about how Black and brown people are often disadvantaged, even in disadvantaged situations.
Right. Absolutely.
So like that sucks.
And you hit the nail on the head when you said that, right? Because it is hard. And it's hard because, like, they've been through so much more than we have. And there's a thing called ACEs, right? I can't remember exactly what it means right now, but long story short, it talks about the trauma that children go through.
Yeah.
And most foster children come into the system with at least 3 or 4 ACEs, and those ACEs can include abandonment, just separation from a parent, all of those things. So the goal of foster homes should be to reduce those ACEs. And unfortunately, and again, I don't blame the city or the state, it's just because of the dynamics not having enough foster parents, enough resources, some foster children will reduce, like my now 5-year-old, who I'm in the last stages of adopting, and some will increase because as a foster parent, if I go on vacation and I can't afford to take the children or don't want to take them, I just need a break, which is within my right, I tell them I need a placement for them for the week. These children are picked up and they're taken to another home, another foster home. Wow. So now they have anxiety about, is Maya coming back to pick me up? Or is this just the nice way of getting rid of me? Or what are these people going to do to me? How do they do things? The current foster parent has learned that I like this and I don't like that, and they have to go through that. So then the ACEs goes back up, right? Yeah. So the reason for Guided Path is to work within the systems and the restraints that we have, but to reduce those ACEs. So there's 2 missions to my organization. The first being the advocacy and also bringing foster children together. We have a lot of communities out there, right? We have communities for Black and brown people. We have the LGBT, we have all of these other communities, but where is the one for foster children? Yeah. They live in shame. They go to school. They don't want people to know they're foster children. They don't, because they're afraid. Up until this year, they couldn't do sleepovers. Now they have loosened that and they can do sleepovers, but they're afraid to talk about or let kids get close to them because they feel ashamed for their parents. Right. When I was growing up, my mom smoked cigarettes. And when I would go to my grandmother who didn't smoke cigarettes, I would smell like cigarettes and I would be embarrassed because of what was happening at home, and that was a small thing. Yeah. So imagine going to school as a child and being embarrassed because you don't live with your mom. Yeah. You don't live with your siblings. You don't have the same rights. You can't just bring kids home. You can't do all of these things, right? So Guided Paths would like to work with the city to continue to reduce those ACEs and to bring children together in their own community so that they can remove being insecure at school.
One thing you did say, it's written in your bio, is that you help to keep siblings together too.
Yeah. Right.
And that is something that I think is super important and also traumatizing. Like I'm thinking, everybody knows how close me and my sister are. So if we were younger and something, happened to our parents and they split us up, like, what do you do? Like, what are we supposed to do? That's the only person I know.
You turn into a disgruntled adult.
Yep.
That's what. Yep. And literally, like I said, my mom went to foster when she was 15, but she was the third of 10 children.
Oh, wow.
So I actually, in my 20s, found her 2 younger siblings who were separated, had no contact.
Wow.
The other ones kind of were in, they ended up in foster homes that were kind of connected, like 2 sisters. Yeah. And my mom's was a little bit different, but she knew where they were. But these other 2 were adopted, and they were in different families. Wow. And I found them through Ancestry.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'm an advocate of, if you have family out there, find them. They were so overjoyed to just know, to find people who look like them, to connect with them, right?
Where they come from.
Where they come from. So part of our mission, like I said, is you can't always take all 3 children. When I got one of I already had 2, and I was like, I can't take all 3. Yes. But I want to know where they're at. Yeah. And so that way I could get them together. I've taken them to Six Flags and done little bowling trips and done little stuff like that to make sure that they stay together. This summer, the 3 of them are going to go to a camp together for a week. You know, so there is, and that had nothing to do with me. That was part of the system. But those are things I advocate for, right? Yeah. So that's the whole big one half of the mission. The other part of our mission is to get a property where we can open a home that will house teenagers who are pregnant who are in foster care.
Which is another...
I knew nothing about it.
Levels on top of levels and top of levels of trauma. Yeah.
It is, because what happens is, it's one thing. I was a teen mom. I got pregnant when I was 17, had my son when I was 18, had another one at 21, and I was a teen mom, right? I still went to college. I graduated high school. I did all of that stuff, but it wasn't easy. But can you imagine being in foster care, getting pregnant, you already have all these ACEs on top of you, right? And then you're pregnant and you don't know what's going to happen with you or your baby.
Oh, right. You don't know if they're going to take it
Because you're in foster care, who's going to want you with a baby? And you know what I mean? You're thinking that. That's what you're thinking. Right.
Because people usually want they either want little kids or they want big kids. Yeah. And if they want big kids, they don't want big kids
with a baby.
Like, you already got a red flag. Yeah. So in my situation, situation that did happen, like shortly after I got someone, turned out that she was having a baby, right?
Oh.
And so I had a choice, like, I can't do this. And then what happens? So then they're usually placed in a program where like they end up staying while they're pregnant, and then once they're born, trying to find placement for them and the baby together, which is a small miracle to happen. And if that doesn't happen, the baby gets put into custody.
Right. No.
Yeah, and so, you know, the goal is always reunification with the foster system, but it's also permanency for the child. So if you're 14, 15, 16, and you have a baby, and their baby is now placed in custody, by the time you're 18 and can start fighting for your child or asking for your child, may be adopted.
Oh.
And in order to get your child, you need to have housing, you have to show that you can take care of it, you have to have all these things. So the only hope that they have is by if they can get placed together. And it's not that the system doesn't want that. It's just that the resources and the people out there who are willing to take that, it's a lot. It's a lot. So, you know, you can't judge anybody who can't do it or don't want to do it, but there's definitely a need for more places like what I'm trying to open. I'm trying to open a place where they can feel at home. They can have their children, they can stay with them, get the parenting skills that they need, get the resources that need, and also serve as a place, a community place, where children in foster care could have birthday parties.
How close are you to getting this? I know it needs to build and you need to get all of the resources and funding, but like, what is your timeline of trying to have something like this going?
Yesterday.
ASAP.
ASAP. So I've started some of the small things. Right now we're in the fundraising phase. The long part is, you know, so I was able to get my tax exemption and all that stuff.
Oh, good. Congratulations.
It was at the private foundation. Thank you. So we're waiting to get the certification for the public.
Okay.
So then I have a grant writer who's looking to write grants and stuff like that. But we're trying to raise awareness, get our name out there, and do the other things that we can do now, right? So in fundraising, some of the things that we are doing, we had a program this year where people could nominate children who have unusual circumstances at home, but still are persevering. And they can write a letter and nominate them, and we would give scholarship money, just like a little stipend to them to recognize you were trying despite your situation. And they just needed to be in school, didn't have to have perfect attendance, or everyone gives something to honor roll students, right? But to try.
Because I was one of them non-honor roll. I made it, damn it. I got my little B's and C's happily.
And it didn't mean you weren't trying. You were trying.
I was trying.
Yeah, everyone's level of trying is different, especially if you're creative, right? Sitting down at the book, you may be highly intelligent, but sitting at school all day is not
like, look at the wind blowing.
Yeah,
I gotta read a book.
Exactly. Right. So we're trying to do stuff like that in the community. We have had some skating events, and we have some things coming up. We are working on partnerships,
skating, bowlings, and things like
yeah, so stuff like that. But we, you know, one of the things I've creating partnerships within the community. So I just established a partnership with the Old Colony YMCA and Stoughton, which they have been more than gracious of allowing us to use their facilities and you know, backing us and sending out the information to their sponsors. And then also I've gained a partnership with Sifted Cakes, who are your cousins. Yes. Renowned baker who has done so many different things. We're going to do a donut making thing on November 4th at the Y. So we'll have more information on that. We have another vendor who is going to volunteer to teach kids how to apply makeup.
Oh, no. I'm going to be on that one. I'm a volunteer, chaperone that one.
There you go. And then we have 5 Strong Candles, who's upstairs. They're going to do a candle making class.
I'm going to go to that one too.
Yeah, we have a lot of stuff coming up, and we're just trying to work with the community, you know, their opportunity too, because we are nonprofit. So it works both ways, right? And just to do things to bring kids in to meet other children. It's not just for foster children. It's for the whole community, but foster children and families will always have like a discounted rate for stuff like that. So we just really want to bring everybody together.
I think that it's amazing. I think that your idea and your goals are amazing, and I value these conversations just to even get people thinking about fostering, because I know a lot of people got a little extra room and all kind of stuff.
That's what I wanted to ask. Like, what is the minimum requirements to
1,300 square feet.
Okay.
No, what is it? 1,300 or
So it's like an
square
extra
feet.
bedroom.
13, extra bedroom or extra bed.
Yeah.
If you have a child, you have a 2-bedroom, and you have a bunk bed, that's good.
Okay.
So as long as the child would have to be the same sex as your child, you know, that's fine.
Yeah.
So you don't need a lot. And then you're worried about, what about doctor's appointments? Technically, DCF will take them. The social worker will take them to doctor's appointments.
Yeah.
They will find, you get babysitting every month, paid babysitting. You get respite, so many weeks per year. There's so many different things you get into, like they have foster family days. You get a free membership with the YMCA.
Oh, girl, I'm
so,
about to get me a foster child. I've always thought, like, if I had time to sit down, because I'm just never around, and I know that my child is often with his mother or my mother or his father. If I had, like, maybe when I get to settle down, I definitely have considered it a lot, and I would like to do that.
Okay.
Because I do, you know, like, my son sleeps with me still, but he needs to move into his own room, but we can get a bunk bed in there. And he want a brother, and I'm not gonna give him one, so he should get one.
Yeah.
Somehow.
You want a brother in the house. In the house. Yeah. I mean, I think we've also, you know, like as Danielle mentioned, we've also had that great example from our aunt who really, those kids were her kids at the time, and they were in Disney World every year and and all of that. So we have that example. And so it's, you know, like it's always been something, but, you know, we all have our struggles or whatever. But now, you know, in my old age, now that I've settled down a little, I mean, I would love to, you know, to help a child out, because we hear these stories about these kids who are just so lost. And I've experienced adults who have been through the foster care system and have become disgruntled adults. So, you know, if I could have a place in helping someone to have a better path, that would be awesome. A guided path.
Yeah,
a guided path. See what you did there. I see what you did.
So some of the, you know, if you don't want to do foster care, you don't have the capacity or the time, there's other things you could do. There's hotline programs where they remove children in the middle of the night, and you say, well, you can bring them here until the morning, right? You can do the respite or just the babysitting. I'll keep it for this week, or I'll keep it from that week. And it's taught my own children a lot. They're older, but just seeing the different situation that kids come from, it's a really different appreciation of what luxuries they had. Because, you know, we all mess up at least one kid,
absolutely,
right?
yep.
So I probably messed up all 3. But they realize that they're not that bad. You know?
So they recognize their privilege. So guided path. Where do we find more information? Where can we follow you? Tell us how we can find out more and how we can donate, whatever we got to do.
Sure. So right on our website, guidedpathonline.org. We usually keep our events up to date. We have a place where you can donate, you can get tickets for stuff, you can find out things. I am working on changing the website, but you will be redirected once it's done, so that there will be more. We're going to do a blog. There'll be more videos, meeting our board and stuff like that. So, you know, to get off the ground, because I was very anxious to get this going. You start where you're at, right? And then you kind of grow as you go along.
I love it.
Yeah, so this is what we're doing, and we're just a very simple company that's looking to do amazing things for children. And really it's just to give back to the community 100% as much as we can.
I think this is amazing. So you guys have a couple of things. August 10th, at the silent online auction.
Yes, that's coming up. So
go ahead.
We have a couple things. We've gotten some donations from the Red Sox and from the Patriots, signed pictures that will be auctioning off, and also some luxury vacations that people can bid on as well. So there will be more information by tomorrow that will be on our website about that, and the link where you can register and sign on. So everything will have a starting bid, and then it will go from there, and 100% of the proceeds will go back to the organization.
Absolutely. And then don't forget, August 19th, they're doing a shopping trip to American Dream Mall and the Mills Outlet. I love them kind of trips. I love them. Just give me my little money, get me on my little bus, and let me go on my way.
And I like that American Dream Mall. That is nice.
Yeah, actually, I added on to it. We're going to do the outlets as well. So that is, we haven't gotten a lot of traction on that. So we may be revisiting it. But I'm leaving it out there for another couple days. And if it doesn't pick up, I'd rather, do it when it's going to be more successful.
Right,
so that's
absolutely.
what I'm about. I'm not afraid of failure. Yeah, I'm afraid of not trying, right?
That part.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
Do you have a flyer for it?
Not yet, but send it to us.
Yes, I do have it online, and I'll put it up for you. I do have a couple flyers.
Absolutely. This is amazing. I really do appreciate you continuing this conversation.
Thank you.
And bringing it up. Whatever you need, obviously, we're here.
Yes.
Send us things. We'll post it online so people can know about it. And people, this is just another just kind of reminder to you guys that if you can do something, there's lots of ways that you can help the community in so many different ways, especially these kids. And if you do need more information, reach out to Naya. She will help you out, help you walk you through the system and through the situations. And then from there, you could just be, somebody's little superhero. That's nice. I like that. Naya, thank you so much for joining us today. I know we kept you over a little bit over the time, but this is important. So we'll definitely have you back around the time where we're doing that big thing next year.
So save the date for June 2nd, 2024. We'll be having a big expo at UMass Boston. And we're looking especially for youth who have our entrepreneurs who want to set up tables and vendors and performers. So more to come on that.
Absolutely.
Thank you for having me.
Shopping trip August 19th. We outside. We posted the link in the comment section. If you guys want to learn more, go ahead and click on that link, sign up, ask for more help. And Naya, we are going to take some pictures and stuff right now.
Yes.
Thank you. We're gonna go to a quick commercial break. We'll be right back in a few moments. Keep it locked to Spark FM Online, #1 for urban and Caribbean music.
Are you tired of renting and need more of your own space? Are you getting stressful letters or calls from the bank? Does your home require expensive repairs and you just don't have the funds to fix them? Regardless of whether you want to buy or sell, Taylor Andre of Thumbprint Realty is here to help. From saving your home from foreclosure to walking you through the process of becoming a first-time homeowner, Taylor makes real estate easy. With your best interests at heart, knowledge of the market, and a passion for people, Taylor is dedicated and motivated to serve you.
Good rising, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. I am Taylor Andre, and I am determined and dedicated in assisting you in all of your real estate needs. Give me a call at 617-459-0041. Again, that number is 617-459-0041. Or you can email me at TAYLAANDRE@thumbprintrealty.com.
Turn it on.
Turn it up.
This is SparkFMOnline.com. Advertise your business, brand, or music on Spark FM. Contact us at sparkfmonline.com for more information.
Boston, get ready for the ultimate 3-day weekend, August 18th to the 20th. Zaz Entertainment brings to you the 2nd annual Zaz Fest, Afro-Caribbean Festival. At the heart of this experience on August 19th, we present to you an all-star cast of performers. From the Spice Island Grenada, Mr. Killer. From my riches, I detest that. The San Juan God, Voice. Nyla Blackman. Straight from God, Romaine Virgo. Talk about love. And many more international superstars to be added to our cast, including YouTube sensation Oso City, alongside an all-star cast of Boston's finest DJs. For tickets and all other information, log on to www.zazfest.com. That's ZAZFEST.com. Don't miss out on this legendary experience. Zaz Fest, the Afro-Caribbean Festival.
Did you know that you can now get a standard Massachusetts driver's license regardless of your immigration status? To get help with your application, a list of all required documents, and nearby appointment scheduling, visit mass.gov/WFMA. Your license is your way forward, so why not get started today? Register now at mass.gov/WFMA or call 857-368-WFMA.
The all-new Spark FM.
You're the baddest one.
Spark FM. You are now listening to Spark FM. Spark FM. Spark FM.
man go sweet so. Truly know you're my man.
New England's #1 urban Caribbean music. Radio.
Spark FM.
You're listening to Saucy and Friends in the morning with Miss Hot Sauce, Miss Tony, and Rockstone Triz.
Spark FM Online, #1 for urban and Caribbean music. We are back. Thank you, and shout out to Naya for coming in and continuing the conversation about foster caring and making sure that you guys are doing your part to take care, to be a village. It takes a village to raise a child. It takes a village. We're getting into our national news. Miss Tony, welcome back, and what you got for us?
We have this Carly Russell hoax fallout. Alabama lawmaker wants to make faking a kidnapping to make an abduction a felony. Faking an abduction, he wants to make it a felony. The bill would include stiffer prison sentences and mandatory restitution requirements for the full cost of resources expended by law enforcement agencies during a fake abduction. And I absolutely think that they should.
100%.
Absolutely.
Where do you need me to sign the petition?
Yep. An Alabama lawmaker plans to introduce legislation that would make faking an abduction a felony after Carly Russell, the Alabama woman who went missing in July after she reported seeing a toddler walking along the interstate, was charged with 2 misdemeanors for lying about her own kidnapping. This fictitious kidnapping caused fear and shock, not only throughout the legislative district I represent, but also throughout our state and nation. April Weaver, she's in Alabama State, a Republican senator, said, calling the Russell actions a hoax. Individuals who concoct and carry out sham kidnappings and lead our law enforcement officers in wild goose chases must be given severe penalties for their deceptive actions, she said. Weaver said she plans to pre-file the bill ahead of 2024 regular session, which is scheduled to reconvene in February of next year. The bill, she says, will include substantial prison sentences and mandatory restitution requirements for the full cost of resources expended by law enforcement agencies during a hoax abduction.
Yes.
Weaver did not respond for further comment.
Good.
Yep. On Friday, less than a week after admitting she was never kidnapped, Russell was charged with filing a false police report and filing a false statement, both of which are misdemeanors. At a press conference that day, Hoover, Alabama police said Russell had turned herself in and had been released on $2,000 bond, $1,000 for each offense. Each charge faces a maximum of 1 year in prison, and she needs to be put into the prison for that 1 year.
Yeah.
2 years, one for each charge. She needs to be put into prison.
And unfortunately, I think we said it here before. If there was consequences for things like this, perhaps people would think a little bit more.
Yeah.
Because I don't think that it's going to stop people from looking for people that are missing. But what it did was just give resources to someone who absolutely didn't need it and probably took away from someone who did. Mm-hmm. And I think that in itself, like, you can't be that old and grown. How old is she? You know right from wrong. You know that this was stupid. Right. You sat there and lied repeatedly over and over and over again. You have people really out here praying and all kinds of things for you. You were never in no unsafe situation where people should have even had to. So I think that sucks. Yeah. I think she sucks.
It does suck a lot. There's another story here about FBI looks for more victims after a woman escapes from a cinder block cage, but I don't know what happened. The story didn't come through in Oregon.
What?
She FBI looks for more possible victims after a woman escapes from cinder block cage. Yep, that's what it says.
Let me see if I can keep going.
Yeah, see if you can find that, because that's crazy. And then I'm going to save that for last. Hot car death in Long Island. A grandmother was left in a car in Smithtown and died. A 1-year-old girl dies after the grandma left her in the car for 8 hours while she went to work. New York police say that's really the first one of those that I've heard about for this summer.
From hot car
death.
But a grandma?
The grandmother left.
Who the hell leaves?
The grandmother left the child.
Oh damn!
I know. I thought they left the grandma.
Me too. And I was like, grandma, what happened?
But they left the child.
Oh no! Oh, see, that sucks. That grandma.
Awful.
Oh no!
She went to work and left the child, grandma. Oh. But these days grandmothers are 34 years old, so it's not even like a grandma. Taylor Swift gives gives life-changing $100,000 bonuses to Eras Tour truck drivers. Now, what does this mean? Taylor Swift is going out in style on the eve of wrapping up the U.S. leg of her wildly successful Eras Tour. Swift on Monday thanked a slew of crew members whom have done serious heavy lifting on the road with her, among them the tour's truck drivers, with a hefty bonus. Swift stunned the tour's trucking staff by giving each trucker a check in the amount of $100,000.
For what?
For driving the trucks.
Truck drivers make good bread already.
Make great
bread.
What was the reason? I'm not saying that people should not be given gifts, but I just feel like that's a lot of money to be given a truck driver when there's children that need homes.
$100,000 each. He says that the owner of the company says, my company handles transportation of the stage and structure, pretty much the skeleton that everything hangs on at the concert venue. He declined to disclose how many of his staff received the six-figure bonus. But he said that a total of nearly 50 members of the combined trucking crews. The generous amount, he said, far exceeds the standard expected bonus. The typical amount is $5,000 to $10,000 each. So this
Taylor
large
Swift
amount
did too much, and I'm not impressed.
unbelievable.
I'm not impressed.
Right.
I'm not impressed. Call me a hater.
The average CDL salary in Massachusetts is $62,000 a year.
Mm-hmm.
Massachusetts typically range between $41,000 to $95,000 a year.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what she did.
$100,000. She could give them $100,000 between all of them.
This is what I'm saying. You could have given them $10,000.
She could have cured hunger in that place.
A whole bunch of people live $5,000, $10,000.
Exactly.
So he said 50 people at $100,000. What is that? $5 million?
That's what I couldn't even calculate that because I was like 50, 100,000,
It's not
50,000,
500,000. It's 5 million, right?
It's 50,100.
100,000.
100,000.
So what is the number? Is it 5 million? 100,000 is 5 million.
It is $5 million. She could have given me just cool. She could have given me cool $10,000. I'd have been happy.
That's what I'm saying. You think those people wouldn't have been happy with $10,000 bonus?
They happier now.
I think they quit that job.
That's crazy. This is not as crazy as that story we was trying to read just now.
The man
with the cinder block.
With the cinder block. Read this. Did you get the cinder block?
Bro,
Did you put it in there?
go to that because that's crazy.
Did you put it back in here?
I
don't think I
Okay,
did.
put it.
Hold on,
I'm
let me
gonna
see.
go to the clip here. This is a crazy story.
A man who posed as an undercover police officer kidnapped a woman in Seattle, drove her hundreds of miles to his home in Oregon, and locked her in a cinder block cell until she bloodied her hands, breaking the door to escape, the FBI said on Wednesday. And here's the story now. This is the cinder block.
Authorities say a man who posed as an undercover police officer kidnapped a woman in Seattle and drove her to Oregon. Go, we can't hear. What'd you say?
Shackled, sexually assaulted, and locked in this makeshift cell.
Well, look at that.
Authorities say she managed to escape from the cinder block cell located in the garage of a Klamath Falls, Oregon house.
According to the complaint, the woman fought for her life, beating the doors and the walls of this cell with bloodied hands. Through her perseverance, she broke free and waved down a passing motorist, asking for their help to call 911.
She doesn't have to be this dramatic.
She's
Nagasi
dramatic,
Zubiri, 29, is now in custody and facing federal interstate kidnapping charges.
He looked like
he did it.
29-year-old Nagasi Zuberi is also known by several aliases. One is Sakima, another is Justin Haichi, and another Justin Kawasi.
What is he?
Sadly, we believe there are more victims, as well as persons out there who might have vital information relevant to our ongoing investigation.
What is that?
The victim's focus, actions, and her will to survive triggered a law enforcement response that may have actually saved many other women from a similar nightmare. The victim is strong and courageous, and right now she is physically okay. And we are working with her through our victim services department to make sure that she has whatever resources she needs to continue to be resilient.
That's awful.
Wow.
So
that is awful.
This woman was kidnapped, chained, sexually assaulted, and locked in a cinder block cell. Police say that she beat the door with her hands until they were bloody in order to break free. Her quick thinking and will to survive is what saved her. After the woman escaped from her home in Klamath Falls, Zubiri, fled the southern Oregon city of roughly 22,000 people, but was arrested by state police in Reno, Nevada the next afternoon. So he was arrested. Court records don't list an attorney who might speak to Zubiri's behalf. He hasn't been assigned a public defender in Oregon yet, and he's still being transferred from Nevada, which can take several weeks. A grand jury in Portland on Wednesday returned an indictment charging Zubiri with interstate kidnapping and transporting an individual across state lines with intent to engage in criminal sexual activity. He could face up to life in prison, and as he should.
He should.
100%.
What the hell is that?
So, according to the criminal complaint, Zubiri solicited the woman's identified only as adult victim 1 in the early morning hours of July 15 to engage in prostitution along Aurora Avenue in Seattle, an area known for sex work. Afterward, Zubiri told the woman he was an undercover officer, showed her a badge, and pointed a stun gun at her and placed her in handcuffs and leg irons before putting her in the back of his vehicle. He then drove the woman to his home in Oregon, stopping along the way to sexually assault her. The complaint states, when they arrived about 7 hours after he first encountered her in Seattle, he put her in a makeshift cell he had built in his garage, a cinder block cell with a door of metal bars, and said he was leaving to do paperwork. The woman briefly slept and awoke to the realization that she would likely die if she did not attempt to escape. She started punching the metal door and broke some of its welded joints, creating a small opening when she climbed through. The victim saw Zubiri's vehicle parked in the garage, opened it, grabbed his gun, and then took off, leaving blood on a wooden fence she climbed over to escape. She flagged down a passing driver who called 911. 2 Nevada State Police officers tracked Zubiri down at a Walmart parking lot in Reno that day. He was in his car holding one of his children in the front seat while talking to his wife, who was standing outside the vehicle. He initially refused to get out of the car when the officers instead cut himself with a sharp object and tried to destroy his phone, according to the complaint. According to the complaint, investigators interviewed Zubiri's wife and neighbors. Authorities declined to say if there was any indication that any of them had been aware of the Seattle woman's abduction.
What the hell is that?
Is this a real story?
This was a whole Lifetime movie.
Like, literally. You drove her 7 hours, and in between that 7 hours, you would pull over to sexually assault her, and then you put her in a makeshift a concrete wall passage in your house.
And then called your wife.
And then y'all went to Walmart to do a little food shopping with your baby? Wow.
You know what?
Wow.
You know?
He definitely has victims.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's more than one. And she probably knows about it too.
Listen.
In your house? You
That
was
is
married
so
with
scary.
a child?
That's so scary.
That is insanity. Like, what am I reading?
I don't know.
Man.
Next story. Man gets 40 years for prison escape bid months before expected to release date from a 7-year sentence. He was a few months from being released, went and broke out of prison and held people at gunpoint. And now he's got 40 years. Jackass. A Mississippi man.
Why?
A Mississippi man was sentenced Monday to 40 years in state prison for breaking out of a correctional facility and holding 2 people at gunpoint last year, just months before he was to have completed a 7-year sentence. Shun Kendrick Huffman, 21, pleaded guilty to 2 counts of kidnapping, and a circuit court judge sentenced him to 40 years in prison, Rankin County District Attorney Bubba Bramlett said on Monday. Huffman, who escaped from the Central Mississippi Correctional Facility in August of 2022, had nearly completed the 7-year sentence for aggravated assault when an expected release date in December of that year. After Huffman fled the prison, he broke into a nearby home and held 3 people at gunpoint for hours, according to authorities. They said Huffman then stole a car from one of those held hostage before crashing it and fleeing on foot. He was later found hiding in a trash can and captured 2 miles from prison.
Oh, Lord.
Mississippi Department of Corrections Commissioner Burl Kane said told the news station that the facility would improve its siren system to prevent further escapes.
That's crazy.
That's messed up. You think he didn't know he was about to get out?
He knew. He knew and he didn't want to stay in there anymore. He wanted to get out because he thought he could be free.
But I think that he didn't want to be free. He wanted to stay in prison.
So maybe, yeah. So I'm going to break out.
Because they found him close to the
trash
prison,
can.
hiding in the trash can.
You didn't want to just hide in the trash can in the prison?
That's what...
You could have just said, I don't want to go after your 2 months. You should say, you should punch somebody in the face and stay there for a little bit longer. You didn't have to escape and get 40 years.
Yep.
What you going to do for 40 more years?
Chill. He's chilling.
He ain't going to goddamn place. That's terrible.
Oh, well.
Terrible.
And this last story, a sports official suspended for nepotism after painfully slow athlete finishes last in 100-meter race. Now, I don't understand why the sports official was charged. There's a video with this, too. A Somali sports official was suspended for nepotism on Wednesday after a viral video showed an apparent novice runner skipping across the finish line in last place at an international competition. The video, which circulated widely on Wednesday, showed Nasro Abukar Ali competing in the third heat of the first round of the women's 100-meter race at the International University Sports something. Ali starts sluggishly out of the blocks as the other runners burst forward and quickly fades far behind the pack before jogging toward the finish line and ending with a small skip. She finished in 21.81 seconds, more than 8 seconds slower than the last runner, and more than 10 seconds behind the winner of the heat. The video immediately made waves on social media, prompting ridicule, disbelief, and for some anger. Now, why?
Can you guys watch? Tony, turn around and watch the video. Look at her. She's not a runner. She didn't feel to run.
Confused.
She was going so slow that she didn't even keep in the frame. And then when she crossed the finish line, it was a little, yes, I did it. A little skip. Watch her come about she's still going. She's still running. Everybody already finished. Look, a little skip. Yep.
So why the nepotism?
Because she's the niece of somebody, and they put her into the race. She wanted to race. She is very much ready to run in the other race that they have assigned for her, and she thinks that she has more in her tank. She says she got more in her tank.
The video immediately... Okay, so it's disheartening to witness such an incompetent government. How could they select an untrained girl to represent Somalia in running? One person wrote on Twitter, known as X, now known as X, in a post that was more than 47 million liked. It's truly shocking and reflects poorly on our country internationally. On Wednesday, the Ministry of Youth and Sports of Somalia said it had suspended Kajo Aden Dahir, the chairwoman of the Somali Athletics Federation. It alleged Dahir had engaged in acts of abuse of power, nepotism, and defaming the name of the nation in international arena in a letter addressed to the Somali National Olympic Committee and tweeted by the ministry. So she was her niece. She picked her to be in the race. Mm-hmm. She does not represent Somalia.
She does not run.
And so
she does not represent running
not
either.
At all. I know they were pissed.
Because I could have had this spot and this one over here skipping.
We could tell she wasn't the runner.
She didn't even know how to put a foot in the things.
We done used our money and everything to put this girl in this race, and she went skipping.
I would have had second thoughts when she started lining up.
Exactly. Like
I'd have been like, hold on.
Yeah, right.
Time out. You ever ran before in a race? No? Okay, you gonna have to have a seat out here on the set. Sit down.
Right.
Sit your ass down.
It's very weird.
Yeah.
Very, very weird. And that was my last national news story. Well, I mean, passengers investigated Delta plane after the tire pops when it's landed.
Quick entertainment. Diddy's $185 million purchase of cannabis company collapses. How, bro? It's cannabis.
And it's Diddy. Like, what happened?
After company merger fails. So Diddy will have to find another cannabis company to capitalize on, as the bad boy moguls intended $185 million purchase to acquire a pair of marijuana operations is no longer going down. Sources with direct knowledge tell us Diddy waited in the wings of Cresco Labs and Columbia Care planned their proposed merger that was agreed upon last year. However, we're told the shareholders never reached an agreement, and Diddy's deal was terminated earlier this week as a consequence. Diddy's team tells us he and his Combs global empire still have a vested interest in pursuing opportunities to diversify the cannabis industry. They just have to find the perfect fit. They should come talk to our people over here at Yamba Market.
Yes.
We would be Diddy, we here at Yamba Market would like to invite you to come and talk to us about your investment needs. We will meet you here. Cambridge. Meet us there.
Yeah.
Marcus Brown arrest video shows cop ordering NFL. Who? Marquise Brown? What's this story? I don't know. Britney Spears' ex-husband Jason Alexander arrested for a stalking. I mean, we saw him. We saw him when she went going to her house talking about I'm her ex-husband. He's got to get a life. He's got to
back again.
And
no, this is from when he did that all last year.
Okay. And then Lizzo accusers claim dancers feared retaliation if they didn't do what she says and if they didn't catch the banana, that projectile, out of the lady's vagina.
They didn't catch it?
They didn't catch it.
Damn.
And that's abuse. Because what if they catch it and knock them on their head? Ain't that assault too?
Yeah.
That's crazy. You got to have better aim for your vagina projectiles. And that's it. That's all we got.
Well,
and then on that note, you better catch it when it's flung at you.
You gonna update the Lizzo?
Oh, let's hear what they have to say real quick.
Oh, Lizzo's backup dancers got something to say.
They speaking out?
They speaking out. I want to hear them what they got to say.
Lizzo makes it clear that her backup dancers will face repercussions if they don't do what she asks, even if it means getting freaky at a live sex show. So this is words from her dancers right here.
What word is?
I got it. Right
Hold on. We're going to hear
Y'all
from
know the
Lizzo's
Wi-Fi
dancers herself because we could have been lying.
The Wi-Fi be Wi-Fi in here.
Wi-Fi be Wi-Fiing in here.
All right.
Yeah.
I really want you to do it, or was it more?
1 second, let me get y'all the clip.
And in the meantime, we just want you to know that this week is the Dudley Multicultural Festival going down at Dudley. And we also have the opening of... Oh, you got it there?
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, and I'll say that after.
More, I'm afraid if I don't, I might get fired.
Yeah, I think for both of us, there was like this always looming feeling of thinking that if you didn't do something or you didn't adhere to certain suggestions or demands that your job could be in jeopardy. I mean, there have been specific instances, for example, whenever we were in contact with our agents and we were trying to negotiate receiving a retainer while we were working with the team, things kind of started being more tense in the work environment, more hostile. So right off the bat, we kind of already felt like the energy was shifting. And after negotiations for retainers began, we got an email before one of the shows, basically from somebody from her management team, saying that the way that we have been acting was unprofessional and the attitudes that we were exhibiting on the job was unacceptable and that it could be grounds for termination. And that's just one specific instance that we went through in regards to working with the team.
There is so many instances where dancers who did, have fun with her and, go along with like what she was doing and, be down for anything, that they were favored, they were hired for more shows, they were invited on, like private jets and to do cool things and, could hang out with her and in like tropical settings like Hawaii and stuff like that. Some of our coworkers, it's just like there was no line between.
What y'all think?
Yeah. Oh no.
Mm-mm.
Oh no. I don't know. What you think, Miss Tony?
I don't know. Now those are some of the dancers that were featured on her show Make Way for the Big Girls.
Yeah.
So I'm familiar with them. There's some stuff that happens that you don't think are going to get out, or there's some things that happens that you don't think are that much of a big deal. I mean, if there were flies on the wall here for some of our background conversations
the other day,
we could probably get into some trouble too. But I think that, as adults, you have some free will. And she did say for some of us who did have fun with her.
Yeah.
So there obviously were people who did not feel the way that these women did and did participate in some of the things that were going on. So I don't know.
It seems to me like, like when you take those sexual harassment classes for a new job or something like that.
Yeah.
And they're like, if I overhear you sexually harassing someone else and I'm offended, that is also sexual harassment towards me too.
Right.
So because you might have been able to witness it, you feel like that at some time. So I don't know. I also believe that it's the culture of wherever you're working. That is something that people need to take heed to, because you might see an opportunity to go dance with Lizzo and not know that Lizzo be doing the most. Doing the most. She like to have a good time. She like to not wear, she like to just have a good time. And that good time can mean anything. That might just not be the place for you to work.
Yeah. I think that's what it is. And I don't think that if you follow Lizzo or you see Lizzo, it's not surprising that Lizzo would do some of these things that she's being accused of. She sounds like a girl who just is very freed up.
It's very freed up. Yeah. Well, this week, not only we have the Dudley Multicultural Festival going down on 8/5 this Saturday, but we also have the grand opening, the Roxbury grand opening of High Profile and the Bodega. And all three Boston locations will be seeing Millie's at some point. Millie's will be the special artist there. There's a ribbon cutting ceremony on 8/4. That is Friday at 4:20 p.m. at Roxbury. I like that. There's going to be food trucks, local DJs, pop-ups, and swag. So Millie's will be at Roxbury between 1 and 2, Roslindale between 2:30 and 3, and in Dorchester between 3:30 and 4. And you can find all of this out on our Facebook and on our Instagram page if you want to see that. This week, next week is also Black Cannabis Week.
Oh, yes.
Yep, Black Cannabis Week is coming. So there are 4 days of Black Cannabis Week, but the block party, they're having a big block party at the Hyde Park Martini Shell on Friday, August 12th, and Saturday, August 12th between 5 and 10 p.m. It's $35 each for the day. If you want to have a booth there and showcase your business, go right ahead. There's also Zaz Fest coming up on the 19th. Zaz Fest is on the 19th. That's going to be at the Seaport. That's 3 days of festival, 3 days of really great times. And then there is also Boston Kitties Carnival. The last day to register your children is about this Saturday, this weekend. Register your children for a different band so they can get their little outfit. And then we are outside on August 19th with the Kitties Carnival in Playstead.
Yes. I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be so beautiful.
It is going to be so absolutely beautiful. Also, the city of Boston, Mayor Wu is having R&B night at City Hall on August 10th. Spark FM will be out there having a grand old time, so make sure that you guys are out there and having a good time.
Dancing.
You're going to lead the dancing. I like that. I'm going to sing loudly.
Yes.
That's what I want to do.
Me too.
Anyways, people, we're going to slide on over to the side. We will see you soon. Tomorrow is Friday for Freaky Friday. Follow us. Spark FM Online, #1 for urban and Caribbean music. Spark the Block, September 3rd. Spark the Block, September 3rd. Bye.
Bye-bye.
You're listening to Saucy and Friends in the Morning with Miss Hot Sauce, Miss Tony, and Rockstone Triz.
The all-new Spark FM. Spark FM. Log on to sparkfmonline.com.
Yamba Market. Visit the first Black-owned dispensary in Cambridge. Yamba Market's mission is to participate authentically in building a socially restorative adult cannabis market in Massachusetts and beyond. Their commitment to the Yamba family is to provide an inclusive and exemplary experience focused on a broad selection of unique strains, quality products, and customer journey. Open from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. every day. 580 Mass Avenue, Central Square, Cambridge, Massachusetts. Registration at yambamarket.com.
Boston, get ready for the ultimate 3-day weekend, August 18th to the 20th. Zaz Entertainment brings to you the 2nd annual
Zazz Fest, the Afro-Caribbean Festival. At the heart of this experience on August 19th, we present to you an all-star cast of performers. From the Spice Island Grenada, Mr. Killer. From my riches, I need the San Juan God, Voice. Nyla Blackman. Straight from Yard, Romaine Virgo. And many more international superstars to be added to our cast, including YouTube sensation Oso City, alongside an all-star cast of Boston's finest DJs. For tickets and all other information, log on to www.zazzfest.com. That's ZAZFEST.com. Don't miss out on this legendary experience. Zazz Fest, the Afro-Caribbean Festival.
Finally Home is a must-read, step-by-step guide that will equip any first-time home buyer with the knowledge they need to confidently make informed decisions. This book provides answers in simple and clear terms to most, if not all, of the questions you may have about credit, home ownership, and generational wealth. Finally Home equips the reader with the confidence to be engaged with the home buying process